Y'all better realize what's going on here. So I talked about the Chinese social credit system, where they're going to be following around the 1.3 billion citizens, making sure that they fall in line with the government. And see, you need to learn from this example. It's messed up what's happening to them over there. But you need to learn from this example and remember, hey, this is why you don't want to give the government too much power. Forget these jokers. I say the left and the right are controlled. But over there, they just stuck. They in too deep. But they getting some help too. Remember, Google is helping them with the censorship. So just know that. All right. So we're going to hear 48 ways to get sent to a Chinese concentration camp. You wasn't expecting that today, huh? That's right. It's 48 different ways you can get sent there. It's probably more than that. But the fact that people are going in these concentration camps in this day and age is freaking creepy, disgusting, messed up. And how is stuff like this happening? Well, you see, the laws are permitting this, and they're saying the people are influenced by extremism. You heard that before? So they gotta put them in them re-education centers. Ooh. You know, the news always talking about how bad extremism is, which basically is just not following everything the system is talking about. If you're not repeating exactly what Fox News and MSNBC is saying, then, oh, you might be an extremist. That's how they want it to be. And you better not be repeating those words, Joker, because they setting you up to not have a free mind. But we not so much talking about us right now. We talking about what's going on in China. Joker's getting DNA taken from them. Iris scans. Voice samples. Regularly. Scans of the digital devices. Digitally coded ID cards to track the movements. You got surveillance cameras in the homes and the streets and the marketplace. Bruh, what? We talking about 600,000 people to 1.2 million people. 1 out of 12 people being held in the camps. So I'm going to show you the things that can get you messed up and caught up in these camps. Red flags for detainment. Owning a tent, number 1. Telling others not to swear. Speaking with someone who has traveled abroad. Owning welding equipment. Telling others not to sin. It's satanic, jokers. Having traveled abroad yourself. And remember, that telling others not to sin thing, they want you to look at the government as God. And you see that now going on in America. It's that the whole scientism type thing. We'll talk about that later. But just so you know. Owning extra food. Dang, Joker. So you can't save your food for... Come on now. You put in a dang camp for that? Eating breakfast before the sun comes up. What? Merely knowing someone who has traveled abroad. Well, dang. Owning a compass. So you just got to walk around, just going anywhere. You don't know where you're going. Arguing with an official. Publicly stating that China is inferior to some other country. Come on, man. Owning multiple knives. Okay, so you only got to have one knife. What? Sending a petition that complains about local officials. Come on. Having too many children. Man, this is some real New World Order stuff right here. Y'all want to talk about gun control? Jokers can't even own multiple knives. Abstaining from alcohol. What? So if you say, look, hey man, I don't want to drink that poison, you going right into camp. And you know who that's for. People who are religious. You can say Christians. You could say Muslims. Not allowing officials to sleep in your bed, eat your food, and live in your house. Man, what? Come on. Officials having a VPN, abstaining from cigarettes. See, these jokers want you to die. That's very New World Order. Not having your government ID on your person. Having WhatsApp. Messed up. Wailing, publicly grieving, or otherwise acting sad when your parents die. Bruh. They want you to be like robots. And they don't want you to cry. Why? Because they want government to be your God and they want government to be your parents. That's New World Order. So if you ever wondered if China was in on that crap, they look like they're ahead of the pack. Not letting officials take your DNA. Watching a film abroad. Wearing a scarf in the presence of the Chinese flag. Man, that's messed up. Wearing a hijab if you are under 45. Going to a mosque. Praying. Fasting. Listening to a religious lecture. Not letting officials scan your irises. Not letting officials download everything you have on your phone. Like, what? Not making voice recordings to give to officials. Hey, man, y'all thought the Nazi stuff was bad? Look what's happening here. Speaking your native language in school. You know, they have so many languages over there, but what? Oh, why even have a native language if you can't even speak it, right? Huh? Speaking your native language in government work groups. Speaking with someone abroad via Skype, WeChat, etc. Wearing a shirt with Arabic lettering writing on it. Having a full beard. And you know that little stuff Paul Joseph Watson and all these little people talking about this anti-Muslim rhetoric. Now look, I'm not Muslim. But there is a rhetoric which could one day fall in line with what's going on in China right now. You don't want to be a part of that. Because while you say, oh, well, I'm not Muslim. Well, Joga, you saw all this stuff I talked about just now. And this, I ain't even finished with them. I bet some of the stuff you might fit into that. Some of y'all might not like the official scanning your irises. Hold up. Some of y'all might not smoke cigarettes. Let me keep it going. Wearing any clothes with religious iconography. Not attending mandatory propaganda classes. Oh. Not attending mandatory flag raising ceremonies. Not attending public struggle sessions. I think them jokers struggling every single day. They don't have to attend the classes, joker. Refusing to denounce your family members or yourself in these public struggle sessions. See how that go? Trying to kill yourself when detained by the police. Trying to kill yourself when in the education camps. Performing a traditional funeral. Dang, you can't even see that? Inviting multiple family members to your house without registering with the police department. But the officials can just live in your place. Man, what? Being related to anyone who has done any of the above. Well, dang and doggone it. That is some messed up stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a New World Order right there. And that goes hand in hand with the social credits. I'll put the link in the description box if you haven't seen that video. But I mean, this pretty much tells you what's going on. So if you don't like any of that stuff right there, well then you ain't gonna like that their New World Order. See, they want to talk about, oh, it's about ending terrorism. Ain't about no dang ending terrorism. This is about control of the people. Redsilverj, all I gotta say.